Living out of fear has never done anyone any good, and it never does any good for the people that you love or the people that you care about in your life. Living out of fear only ever limits the beauty of life that we all want to experience. It's why we love movies. It's why we love falling in love. It's why we love great stories and great books, because life is tragedy, life is beauty, life is all these different things. And the best way, honestly, in my experience, to experience life to the fullest is to have children. So this video is for the people who already have someone that they trust and want to build a life with and have children with, but are afraid to have kids, either because you think it's too expensive or you're not ready, and whatever fear might be in the way. So I'm going to just explain a little bit about my story and why I have the position I have on it, that as soon as you're in a spot, like with the bare minimum things met, just have kids, just have them. I got married at 19 and then had my first daughter. She got pregnant when I was 22 and she was born when I was 23. And then we had another and another. So now I have 3 daughters. I'm 28, 4, 2, and 10-month-old. And it was the best thing that could have ever happened, and I wasn't ready for it in any way at all, and neither was my wife. The only thing that was ready was we had 100% trust in each other. We were 100% on the same page that no matter what happened, me and her were going to stick together and make things work no matter what. We had gone through a really rocky period where that wasn't super grounded. We weren't super sure. It was like, yeah, this might not work. And we got through that, and it turned into like, we're going to make this work no matter what. Once we got to that point, then we had kids, and it kind of just happened that way. And there's reasons we didn't have kids sooner. There was like health issues and a lot of miracles involved that even allowed us to have kids. But that's another video, I guess. The main thing being that I think the most essential thing is that you and your partner are just on the same page, that you guys are never going to give up on each other, and you're just going to keep on growing together. That's number one. You have to have that stability. There can't be any option of divorce. There can't be any option of, if my hormones change, I'm going to just break up with you. If I lose my mind, I'm going to break up with you. If you do something that I really don't like, or if I stop feeling good feelings towards you, I'm going to leave you. It's like, no, we are stuck together. We're the same blood. We're the same bone. You're going to die with me, and good luck trying to get away from me. And this is, of course, within the context of neither one is abusive. Okay, we're going to just blanket that over this whole thing. I got married young, had kids young, and then it forced me to learn how to make money young. And I had a lot of aspirations. I wanted to be like a famous musician. I wanted to be I wanted all these things that the world kind of teaches us that we think we want. And I was on a pretty decent path to get there. And I can say that having tasted that a little bit and toured around a little bit and played enough shows and kind of fulfilled the dream that I thought I would choose instead of kids, kind of like most people have that thought, like, I can't have kids, I need to do this instead. I did that, and I'm just going to say having kids is by far the most fulfilling thing, way more fulfilling and meaningful than having a dream or a goal and then chasing it. It just tops it. I'm sorry, it does. It might not for everyone, but for me it did, and I think the only reason it wouldn't is because of like a selfish disposition someone might have. It brought out the giving part of me a lot more. I was selfish. I was just like, how can I become the best version of myself and get everything I want to get, and all this stuff, and all my goals, all my dreams, all my actions. It was just about me. And that changed a little bit when I got married. It was, how can I give my wife a good life, and provide for her. She was kind of sick and wasn't able to work, so it was like, hey, how do I do this? And so that brings out the unselfish nature in you. And when you are the least selfish, you are the most giving, and that is when you get the most back in life. So it's a letting go to let happen type of thing. And you can't control it. life needs to become about being useful and to service of others. That's honestly the whole goal. When it comes to having kids, you're never ready, ever. And I have a firm belief, and it's been proven through my life, that Yahweh provides through me. So I used to say, it's not me who's providing, it's him. But then I've worked a lot, and now I'm like, no, it's me too. I'm definitely providing, but it's him providing through me. He brings me all the opportunity to make money and provide a good life for my family. He gives me all the opportunity to have good ideas to act upon. And so if you're not making enough money, if you think that you have to pay off all your debt first, or get a bunch of health things right, it's like, what'll end up happening is that once everything gets right, then you'll get pregnant, and then a bunch of shit will go wrong, because that's what life does to teach you. Like, you can't control me. So you have to just yield into the fact that things might be going wrong right now, but we know that we love each other, and we want to have kids, and that we're going to do our best to give them the best life and to be here for each other. That's all the foundation you need. People have done a lot more with a lot less around the world, currently have nothing to their name, and are raising amazing, beautiful kids. You don't need much. And the people who are telling you that it's too expensive to have kids are the same people that are selling you a bunch of shit to buy for your kids that they don't need, and that actually make them sick. And it manipulates you and distorts your vision of stability and purpose. And the whole culture that we're in is not supportive of having kids. And so you have to step out of that matrix, that civilization. It's a false paradigm. And then if you do have kids, they want to raise them for you. They want you to school them the way that they want them to be schooled. And they push this mindset that both people have to be working, and then other people end up raising your kids. Like, both parents have to be working, other people end up raising your kids, and it's government doing it. And then they're raising more bots, more just good slaves. And my goal is to raise kids like me. Like, I was the last kid of 6, and by the time I came around, my parents were like, he's creative, he's got work ethic, just let him do. They didn't force school down my throat. I did terrible in school. Terrible. I cheated my entire way. But then what ended up happening is I had a goal, and in order to do that goal, I had to graduate high school 2 years early. And so I had to learn all the stuff I had neglected to learn in high school, and I had to teach myself like calculus and algebra and stuff I just did not care at all to learn because it didn't apply. Now it applied. I taught myself. I tested out. I got my diploma that is meaningless, and went out into the world and made something of myself. I want to do the same thing for my kids. Obviously, if they want to do school, yeah, they're going to learn the fundamentals. You have to teach your kids the fundamentals, but they have this creative work ethic energy inside of them. All kids do, and it's school that destroys it. And it's not like it's benefiting anyone anymore. Nobody is thriving in the financial system that they have to go into after they get out of school, getting brainwashed on how to interact with the working world, the world of getting a job. You have to be your own boss. You have to make your own jobs. You have to apply yourself. And that's the only way you're going to ever break out of a minimum wage and see what you're made of. Or break out of a salary. Like, it's all controlled. Nobody controls my salary. Nobody controls how much I make in a day. The only person who does is me and him and the opportunity around me and how hungry I am to go get it. And I'd love to see my kids do that. And that doesn't take an expensive private school. I have to teach them that. I have to put other people in front of them that can share these principles with them. And that's a big side tangent, but it's just the idea that the same people that are telling you kids are too expensive and trying to get you not to have them are the same people that will sell you a bunch of crap and guilt you into buying it, because otherwise you're told you're not a good parent. And kids are happy if they have a present mom and dad, and if they're healthy and sleeping. They don't need a bunch of crap. And so yeah, there you go. Got some hot takes in here. The people who don't want kids because they'd rather keep themselves free to make themselves happy. Like, a lot of people will say this, like, I don't want to have kids, I want to keep on going out, I want to be able to travel, all this stuff. It goes back to what I was saying earlier in the video. You think that's fulfilling and you think that that's making you happy, but to me, what I've seen, those end up being the most miserable people, in my opinion. Now, it's not everybody. I'm not going to just like confidently say that is true for everybody, but from what I've seen with my own eyes and my own life, is that the people who continue to live to make themselves happy are the most miserable people. And the people who have a bunch of kids are the most happiest. Like, they have the most meaning in their life. They have the most to work for. They have reasons to do well, like reasons beyond themselves. And I think that that is so key. You have to have a good reason to do good work and to be of good service. And having kids will teach you that better than anything else. So I'm going to end it there. If you have a good wife and a good husband, or a good husband, not both, one, if you have a good wife, or if you have a good husband, and you guys are at the point to where you're ready to have kids, but you're like waiting for some just mental reason, I'm going to encourage you to take a leap of faith and to put your trust in the Father, that He's going to show you the way. It worked for me. I'm very blessed. And it's because I didn't walk out of fear. I didn't continue my days out of fear. Instead, what I did was I put all my trust in the Heavenly Father. I put all my trust in my wife. I put all my trust in myself. I put all my cards on the table. And I have been very, 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 very blessed. And I know that the same blessings will come to whoever wants to walk with the same courage. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying there aren't challenges. I'm not saying there isn't heartbreak. We had a miscarriage, man. I mean, it was heartbreaking. You lose a baby. Wow. Okay. That's a feeling I didn't really want to feel. But you have to take it all. You have to take all the pain if you want all the joy. Or you could just live a lukewarm life where you're just living for yourself, traveling, doing things that you think are cool, and then going back to your little apartment, back to your little job, having a meaningless life. And if you don't want to have kids, just find people to take care of. Find a way to really take on the nature that we crave, which is, I need to be responsible for something more than just me. That's what we crave. That's how we actually get real happiness, which I just correlate with meaning, purpose. And if you don't have a good wife or a good husband, you can go watch last week's video. I talked for a while about my opinions on why a lot of people just keep on attracting the same people, the same relationships, the same bullshit that ends in heartbreak and tragedy and trauma and all this nasty stuff, and how it's really just because of them. They're not changing. And then I talk about how I changed, how I broke that curse, that cycle, and then met my wife soon after I did. I wanted to break it down in a way that other people might be able to adopt so that they can get similar results as me and other people that I know. So that's there. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go do a little jungle hike with my bros. I'm excited. That's why I keep on looking over here, because they're gonna be popping up any minute. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you liked the video. I'll see you next time.